Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode on Her Creative Freedom podcast. If you are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Cassandra. I am your host, and on this podcast, I share everything from lifestyle, from travel, especially on the road, as I do live in my home on wheels with my beautiful wiener dog Tucker, and I share my life experiences from mental health, body image, self-love, relationships, and bringing your dreams and goals into reality. In addition, I bring on the most incredible special guests that talk about all of these areas in depth of their own perceptions. And yeah, we just like to have a good time and share these things with you. Share the things that people don't talk about. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Her Creative Freedom podcast. This is record time right now that I am recording yet another podcast within a month span. I used to be so much better at this, but then as I mentioned in my previous episode, I kind of put the podcast on the back burner for a while. And lately I've just been really itching to share more of my thoughts and my reflections and my experiences, of which was supposed to be the plan having this podcast anyways. However, I do have some amazing guests coming next year, which is like less than a month away, but I have already people lined up, and I'm very excited to bring them on because I think they'll be very beneficial to you. This podcast today is honestly super random, and it's going to probably be very short actually, but it's kind of meant to be that way. It's supposed to just be like a quick short reminder to you that if you are needing to hear this as we go into 2023, I really hope it resonates with you. This is kind of where my thoughts have been in the past couple weeks really, but the month really. And I was driving about 3 hours a couple days ago, and my mind was just really reflecting and really feeling this emotion of my reflecting thoughts. And I wanted to share them with you because I had a fantastic conversation with my family that kind of deepened my reflection and these thoughts, and I really do think that they'll resonate. And if they do, please comment, please send me a DM on Instagram and let me know that this hit home for you as well. I did make a few points so that I can stay on track here, but really what got me thinking was this past year I really went for it. This past year I did things that the year before I was just talking about doing, but for so long I was too scared to do van life and the what ifs of what would happen in van life. And when I started on the road, I always told myself I really hope that this self-discovery journey is exactly what I hope it's going to be. And it has been fluently. It hasn't been this one big event that all of a sudden I'm a changed woman. I think that as I live this lifestyle and continue this journey and deepen my relationship with Steve, things within me have just really become more and more aware. And so as I was driving, I was just thinking about the past year and what really means most to me, and just the idea that we take life for granted so often. So often we fixate on the stupidest things. We worry about things that in the grand scheme of things don't matter. We don't realize how quickly life can be either taken from us, but how quickly life goes. I mean, we have an eternity to live. Yes, we're all going to live until 107, but we only get to live until 107 once. And then our soul goes onward. But in this form, in this human form experience, we only get to do this once. And when I was thinking about it, that blew my mind, because I was holy cow, if we don't ever get to go back in the human state and do things differently, this is your one shot to make it the best damn life that you can make it. And yeah, I'm 30, I'm going to be 31 in 2023, and I just thought I got kind of sad and motivated, but I was sad because I was there are definitely moments in my life that I've wasted because I cared way too much about what other people think. I cared way too much about my body. I cared way too much about needing the approval of or reassurance of others, when in the grand scheme of things, like, none of it matters. What matters is that you are happy with you. And if you're not happy with you, what do you need to do to be happy with you so that you can live this life fully? So that's kind of where my thoughts were going. And I just thought, like, even when it comes to my friendships are so pure. I don't have time in this one chance to live the human life to have acquaintances. I just don't. I have the core girls and guys in my life that are my absolute best friends, that I know would pick up the phone, that I know would be there for me, that I know give me the reassurance when I'm a needy friend at least once a month, when my hormones change and I feel like everyone hates me. They know that I need that reassurance that, like, everything is all good. And I hope that changes within myself, and I just know, well, I do know that my friends are my friends and they'll always be my friends, but yeah, like, I definitely have moments in my life where I need reassurance from the external, and most often that external is my friends. So when it comes to friendships, it really is important to me to have, like, the most authentic and purest, honest, genuine, kind, loving, happy connections with people. Because if I can't talk about my spirituality even, or my deeper thoughts, my beliefs, my insecurities, my struggles with my friends, then I don't have space for you. And that's not my problem. So that was really something that came to mind. And also the difference in my families. So I have reconnected with so much of my family being on the road. And let me tell you, I'm so grateful for that. But I can really see the different aspects of my family, that it's funny that we are all intertwined and related and family, but we're also all different. And I noticed that we're all different because of our trauma. We're all different because of our wounds. We're all different because of where our focus is, whether it's the past, present, future. And we're very different depending on who you surround yourself with. I love my family dearly, like, so much. My family is everything to me. I know the family that are stuck in the past. I know the family that just like to hear themselves talk and gossip. And I know the families that are so full of light and abundance and expansion. And I can see it's because they're tight-knit. They surround themselves with people that are just like them, that want to be treated the way that they want to be treated, that believe in the same things, but are also, like, maybe a little judgmental, but not as judgmental as a lot of my family can be. My family is very opinionated, but my family is also the type, like, everyone in my family is also the type of people that would take you in a heartbeat, would take in anyone if someone needed to be loved or taken in that period of time. But being on the road has definitely really showed me how funny it is that, like, we're all family and yet we're all so different. And I definitely gravitate more towards certain people in my family. And you know what? That's okay. The other thing I had pointed out to myself was my relationship with Steve. Oh my goodness. This is a different podcast all on its own, but I haven't figured out or formulated my thoughts the way that I want to for it to even, like, remotely make sense to me before I explain it. But when it comes to my relationship with Steve, I know in my previous podcast I said we're thriving, and we totally are. But what I've realized is myself in this relationship, and unknowingly realizing that I have walls that are still up in this relationship, are really around my independence and what it means to be a unity together. We talk about money all the time in a really good way, just to keep each other, like, on the same page. But when it comes to money and it comes to our life, I can feel the childhood Cass around money, like, so afraid, and I can feel myself still learning to, like, be in a relationship. I've been so fixated on how I don't want our relationship to be and how I don't want our future to be based on my childhood fears. And I've really, in the past 2 weeks, I've just realized, like, I've been only looking at it from the one side. But what if you looked at it from the other side? When it comes to my independence, I love that about me. I love that I am an independent person. But there's two ways to look at it. I can be so independent because I'm protecting myself, because I'm afraid, because I don't want him to take things away from me because that was something that I experienced in my past relationship. Or I can look at it like I have my independence and I have a partner that supports absolutely all of my dreams and goals. And how safe and secure and stable and how beautiful is it that we are now one unity. What his is mine and what mine is his. And now knowing that, which is like stability and security, is what we all crave. All humans want to feel safe, want to feel heard, want to feel stable and secure. And I have that with him. And I'm so grateful for that. And now that I know that, it's my job to focus on that, in addition to really what I'm doing is like continuing to learn about myself as far as my independence and like what I bring to this relationship, and making sure that I am proud of myself in this relationship, knowing that he is proud of me in this relationship. And it's not because he's doing this or not doing that to make me feel lesser or anything like that. It's totally me. And that's the beauty of being in a partnership, is that your partner will always show you like a mirror what you haven't discovered and seen about yourself. And that is really truly where I feel like I am right now. So it's been a journey of self-reflection for sure. The last thing I wanted to touch on, which is honestly the bigger thing that I wanted to touch on, was what I want to take with me in 2023 and what I want to leave behind in 2022. Not because it did me wrong or anything, but just because I feel like I've really leveled up in my life as a person, that I don't need certain things in my life in 2023. And although time doesn't exist and life will go on, as humans, we all love first and second chances. We all love fresh starts. We all love the beginning and the last of each month and the beginning and the last of each year. So when I think about 2023 and I think about staying in the present moment and what it's going to feel like looking back on my life when I'm older. And for me, when I said staying in the present, I'm talking about like mental health, self-love, self-acceptance, getting out of my own way, living each day in the present through love and gratitude. That's huge. And really focusing on who I do surround myself with. Your life will change when you wake up every single day just so damn grateful for just opening your eyes that day and truly seeing the world from gratitude and being so grateful for every step that you take forward and through love. Like you just put these glasses on that just expand love out of your eyes and out of your heart and out of your soul, and like what your life and what your days would feel like and look like if you literally saw everything from the eyes of love and gratitude. And that is something that I really want to practice. And I know it sounds tough, and it's not that it's tough, it's just a practice. And I talk about my hormones a lot because I am very like a light switch affected by my cycle. I can feel when things are changing, and I really do, like, my personality changes. I get frustrated, I get annoyed, I get irritated. You know, I don't look at every single day with love. I get bloated, I don't like it. Like, there's definitely things that make me not want to be grateful that I'm bloated that day. You know, like, life happens and life is always going to happen. And when you ask for something, it's not ever just going to be given to you. It's going to provide you an opportunity to learn about yourself, to receive the thing that you're asking for. I hope that makes sense. So when I think about 2023, I really, truly, wholeheartedly, I'm going to practice just staying in the moment, because I go back to what I said earlier, which is you only get to live this human body experience once. And when I just said, like, looking back on my life when I'm older, I can't change anything that I've already lived in the last 30 years, but I can take forward with me everything that I've learned in my past. And I know that if I were to look at my life, you know, in the past, yes, there are moments where I'm like, Cass, you wasted so much time, like, hating yourself when you looked in the mirror, picked away everything about your body. And why? In the grand scheme of things, I love my body, and it doesn't fucking matter. My body doesn't determine who I am. As long as I feel good on the inside, I will feel fantastic on the outside. And that's really where it starts. Your gut health is everything. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but I just had a calling, honestly, 2 days ago, and then now I'm just recording it now to just share with you, to just ask yourself that question and like really think about it. Like, we only get to live this human experience once. Are you happy so far with the way your life has been? I really do hope so. That question isn't to say like, you shouldn't be. You definitely should be. And if there's anything that you can make better, that you want to do, that you've been afraid to do not let fear stop you from living your dreams. Because you can't go back into yesterday and do it again. You can only do it today. And I know that sounds so cliche, but like, it's fucking true. And when I think about it, I'm like, damn, I gotta giddy up. Like, I gotta do these things because I don't want to look back when I'm older and be like, I hated this about myself. Or I never did that because like I was just too afraid. Because when you're older, and I have a lot of old people in my life and in my family, they don't care about themselves the way that I would say I care about myself sometimes, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is a shorter podcast, but I just want you to hopefully take something away from this podcast and take it into 2023, and just remember to live in the present. Do not fixate on the past. Do not look forward so far into the future, because it doesn't even exist. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. Stay in the present moment and enjoy absolutely everything that you're doing in this moment right now. And knowing that for me, I just want to love her. I want to take her with me everywhere. I want to look at her in the mirror and say, fuck, you're hot. You are beautiful. I love you. I forgive you. I'm sorry. I love you. And just like be so grateful for the people that are in my life and my beautiful life. Like, I love my life. And I look at Oliver and I'm like, I love you. Like, I can't believe I have you. I love Tucker. Tucker's my whole world. Tucker's my boy. Tucker's going to be always my number one. But I look at Oliver and I'm like, it was a dream at one point that I would have 2 dachshunds because they're my favorite dog ever. And I was like, and now I have it in this beautiful home on wheels that was also once a dream that I had zero idea how this was even going to happen. And I am getting married to the most amazing man in my entire life, who treats me higher than I could put myself most days. And any day of the year that I am struggling with myself, and even though I may not believe him half the time when he tells me how fucking awesome I am, I appreciate that he never stops. He always puts me up there. He always puts me on that little pedestal, and I get to spend the rest of my life with my best friend and truly my soulmate. I love my life and I'm so happy. But there are also things that I know that I still have room for improvement. I still have reflections and pieces to my puzzle to put together. So I hope that you resonated with this podcast. It was meant to be a short one, but I can talk. So that all being said, I love all of you so, so much. And I don't know if this will be the last podcast of 2022, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you in 2023. 2023 is going to be the best year because we are all going to make it the best year. Let 2023 be the year of adventure and love, happiness and joy and gratitude. So much gratitude. Okay, I think I'm done. Have a beautiful day, and I will catch you in the next episode.